test which anyone would be advised to take step by step. You don't just start running and then next week say, I'll run a marathon. You've got to build up, and I'd probably say that anyone starting from scratch should really, if they want to run a marathon, they should be doing some shorter distance races, not only on the road, but also cross-country. Cross-country builds the endurance. It's much better for you running on the softer terrain. And maybe after 2-3 years, think about running a marathon. But these certainly have lots of enthusiasm to burn. And here's someone who's really got the passion, the leader, Animo of Ethiopia, leader in the women's race. And this is a surprise because certainly her fellow countrywoman, Tegen, would have been judged the favourite. But Miret Animo is really running strongly. Just now and again, she does drop back behind this Italian pacemaker, Vincente Trentadue. There are quite a few Italian men in this race. Indeed, the Italian army have brought over their squad of marathon runners. Some of them, at least, have got hopes of finishing in the top 10. Animo looking good. She's got a compact physique, and here they are coming around to go through the checkpoint for 35 kilometers. And so often in the marathon, this is the danger territory. This is where races are decided. And it's not over yet, because here comes in second place. Can she regain her lead? Etafareu Tagagen, chasing Animo. Tagagen. Those shadows indicate how hot it is, but still Animo is leading. Compact, bustling little figure, whereas Tagagen is taller, sinewy. And here we have Vincente Trentadue. His surname, 32. It's unusual kind of a surname, I have to say. I've never come across anybody in Italy called Trentadue, but it must mean 32. But he's doing some pretty good work there. Just dropping back now and again, because his job is to try and help whoever is in the lead. And the man on the bike is Antonio Nannoni, the elite race coordinator for the Blom Beirute Marathon. Water stations are vital, not just to drink, but even the elite need a little mini shower on a hot day, just tipping a little over your head just to keep that temperature down as much as possible. And Trentadue just shares it, and Animo just takes a little sip. It is noticeable that the elite runners, they don't take huge swigs of water, just little sips to keep going. They also have their own special drink containers, mixes of energy drinks that they prefer. She's got some work to do here at Etafareu Tagagen. She's gone through 36 kilometers. She had the lead at halfway, then she lost it to Animo. Now she's on the chase. Animo working hard to try and stay with the pacemaker, Trentadue. And he's doing a pretty good job. Now and again, glancing back just to see where she is and offer encouragement. And by this time, it's approaching, well, certainly gone 8:30 on a Sunday morning. Temperatures rising. And this is instructive. Some more mature runners, and certainly not of elite standard, just a reflection on how hard the marathon is. Just been seeing elite runners running at around 2:35, 2:40 pace, and these runners will brave the roads of Beirut and hope to run, well, probably around 4 hours or outside, and that's really hard work. I'm sure many of them would like a dip in that beautiful marina afterwards, if they can, if they've got the energy to stick their legs in the water. This is downtown Beirut from our aerial cameras. And this is where Tagagen, wearing 14 of Ethiopia, and Hussein Awada, who's on course. It's going to be very tight, but he's on course to attack his own Lebanese record, that 2 hours, 20 minutes and 36 seconds. But his face tells the story. It's hard work out there. every so often, Awada seems to drop off Tarek Egan's pace. Now, just a little further up the field, we've got James Macharia of Kenya. He's leading another of the Ethiopians. That's Desalekhi Tegen. Chane. Now, the first time, he's looking a little less than completely confident. It's a hard road when you're solo running, when you're front running, unless you're in super form. And remember, he is going now, he's in unknown territory. He's never raced a marathon. Of course, like all the distance runners, he's done long runs in training. He'll have done, I'm sure, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, but he's never been in this situation before. And the chasers are drawing near. Here's El Fadi of Morocco. Who's this coming along? What do you know? In third place, last year's champion, Mohamed Temam of Ethiopia. Now, his instructions, as initially, because on the back there it says pacer for the international group, his instructions were that he could run to around 30k, and if he still felt good, he could go out for victory. Looks like that's what he's doing. A little behind him, still this duo together. The Gegner on the right of picture. Doesn't look as if he's entirely acting as a pacemaker, that he could be running for a high place himself. Certainly they're going for a top 6 place, but on the far side of him, all those home hopes, those Lebanese hopes, will be pinned on Hussein Douada. Oh, this looks like trouble. It's around 37 kilometers, and Abere Chane just dropping that right hand, and I think he's got some problems with his hip. That pace that he was setting after halfway has certainly had an effect. And here, Temam, last year's champion, is about to catch him. Both taking water, both suffering in the heat. But Ethiopia versus Ethiopia, I think the man in the orange vest is going to catch Chane. Or does Chane find a little extra energy? Oh, he's looking around. That's not a good sign. And here comes Mohamed Temam. Now, does he stay with Chane, or is he feeling confident? And that's a swift response. Mohamed Temam goes away, and this could be the break for victory. That's always a sign when a runner catches a rival and instead of staying with him, goes ahead. That shows he's confident. That shows he can beat him. And now Temam. That was about 41k into the race. That's really, we've got in effect about a 1500 meters left. And this is a kind of long repetition, long training interval that someone like Mohamed Temam, as a marathon runner, as a distance runner, would have done so many times in training. Done repeat single kilometers just to develop that speed, but also to develop that endurance for moments like this when he has victory in his sights. The course record, or the fastest ever in Beirut, that's out of sight, but victory belongs to Mohamed Temam of Ethiopia. And that is a fine, fine performance, so well judged as well, because he had to come from behind, chase Abere Chane, who's still out on that road, and win. 2 hours, 16 minutes and 43 seconds for Mohamed Temam. Here comes Chane, who has learnt just how tough the marathon is on his debut. However, 2 hours, 17 minutes and 30 seconds, that's a fine performance in hot conditions. And James Macharia of Kenya. How often the Kenyans win the top honours? Not this time. Macharia is coming home for third place. And there's our new blonde Beirut champion 2010. Mohamed Temam looks quite relaxed now, taking some liquid on board. The winning woman, and Etafarehu Tiken, has turned the tables. She overtook Animo and has won 2 hours 41 minutes and 15 seconds. And well done also to the pacemaker for that lead woman, Vicente Trentedue. It's going to be Ethiopia 1 and 2, much to the delight of their supporters. Because Miret Anamo finishes second, hard for her, 2 hours 44 and 4 seconds. No personal best on this occasion, but it was tough conditions. And this is the finish in the Biel area in Beirut. And quite a few will be out on that road for quite a while longer. Third place going to the Russian in the women's race, Irina Kozubovskaya, in 2 hours 46.05. So that completes the top 3 there. And so often we see these brilliant runners from East Africa on top of the podium. And this time, it has to be said, usually Kenyans are on top. But it's Ethiopia 1 and 2 with Mohamed Timam winning the Blonde Beirut title, the Pheidippides Trophy, for the 2nd year in succession, much to the delight of the Ethiopian supporters. A wonderful day for Ethiopia.